Kia ora as we head through the rest of the day today for Thursday. The weather is looking like we're back into those southwesterlies. There's still a very cool feel in the air, and we've still got some more showers to come as we head through the afternoon. You can see on the satellite picture this band of cloud quite nicely running up the North Island. On that, there's some fairly heavy thundery falls. And that's going to carry on moving northwards as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Down south, we've still got some really strong winds around the likes of Dunedin as we head through the first part of the afternoon. They should ease off through the afternoon itself, but you can see they transfer up towards the likes of Banks Peninsula, towards the Kaikoura coast, and overnight even in towards Wellington and the southern parts of the Wairarapa as well. Out towards the west though, things generally are looking a little bit drier and clearer as we head through the night time. As we carry on going through the night, you can see we've got this wet weather on the eastern coast, pushing back in towards Wellington, that Kaikoura coast, and it's a wet start today as we head through in towards the early hours of Friday morning. You'll also notice we've got a bit of snowfall about the tops of the Kaikoura ranges, about 600 metres. Also perhaps towards the tops of the Tararua range and even towards the likes of the Desert Road as well. So if you plan to do any trips overnight over those higher passes around the top of the North Island or even that central plateau, keep an eye on the road snowfall warnings as we go through and towards the early hours of Friday morning. But we have also got those windy conditions, and there are some severe weather watches and warnings in place as we head through the night time. Until about 4 o'clock or so for Dunedin, North Otago, to about 11 o'clock or so for Banks Peninsula, and really through and towards the early hours of the morning for those central parts of the country, down towards Wellington, southern Wairarapa, and around the Kaikoura coast. Those gusts perhaps 120 kilometres an hour. So a blustery night in store for those central parts of the country. As we head on in towards Friday though, we'll start off with that wet weather around the eastern coast. It does fade away a fair bit, but it could be one or two fairly heavy, perhaps thundery falls first thing. But you can see as we go through the day, it's an improving story. Those showers should clear away from the north. The isobars, those white lines, have really opened up, and it means our winds are really going to drop away as we head through the daytime as well. So it is an improving story, and for many of us, particularly across the South Island, there's plenty of clear sky and sunshine through the day as well. For the North Island now, you can see we start off with that wet weather down towards Wellington and around that eastern coast, pushing in towards Tairāwhiti as we head through the morning time. Like I say, we could find a little bit of snow about the top of the Desert Road just to start the day, but as we head through towards the afternoon, those showers should start to peter out. We are left with a better afternoon, but still more cloud on that eastern side. Head across towards the Bay of Plenty and across towards Waikato, even up towards Auckland. Not a bad story. A few early showers in Northern, but they'll clear off, and really most of the afternoon is looking pretty decent. And for Wellington as well, we should find that the weather improves quite nicely here. And all in all, it's a much more settled story than I've been seeing over the last few days. However, this time of year, clear skies and light winds through the nighttime will mean we're back down to temperatures below freezing for many spots as we head through the nighttime Friday in towards Saturday. So a real chill in the air as we head through the night. For the South Island, well, we'll still find there's more wet weather around the Kaikoura coast and more cloud in towards Canterbury to start the day. But watch as we go through the daytime. Everything starts to clear up and we should be left with some drier, brighter and sunny conditions across the majority of the South Island as we head through the day. Not a bad looking day up towards Nelson. Fine right the way from the word go. A touch more cloud in the far south, and we are going to find perhaps a few showers skirting those more southern parts of Stewart Island, but generally an improving story, just a touch more cloud return towards that western coast by the evening time and overnight. In terms of our temperatures, well, I think again we're going to find our daytime temperatures up to around about 10s and 11s quite nicely, particularly in the best of the sunshine, but with some clear skies and some lighter winds overnight. Again, we've got a frosty night coming up as we head through into the early hours of Saturday morning. But how's the weekend looking? Well, the good news is for the majority of us, it's looking much more settled than it has been. High pressure builds generally across us. So for Saturday, there's plenty of clear, dry and sunny conditions through the daytime. You can see there's a bit more activity down in the far south, skirting that far southern coast, a touch more in the way of cloud and a few showers. But really not a bad looking Saturday. A cold start, especially for those inland areas in the North Island, and a fairly frosty one. But for Sunday as well, that high pressure is clinging on, and so we should be left with a fairly decent day across the North Island as well. More dry, fine and settled weather through there. A bit more cloud on that western coast, a few showers, but you can see there's still plenty of dry weather, even out on towards the eastern side of the South Island. So a much more improved story in time for the weekend. That's it from me. This is RockMetService.com.